You know what time it is. Lady, love myself. How y'all doing out there? I'm just coming to y'all with a quick video, and I know it's been a while. But after seeing what happened to NeNe Leakes' son, Brent, at 23, having a heart attack and a stroke, blew my mind. And I'm saying that because I'm a heart attack survivor. This is 10 years. I had my first, only had one heart attack. Let me get that correct. I had a heart attack when I was 44. 44. I'm 55 now, so 10 years ago. And back then when I had my heart attack and I had to go see the cardiologist, and I'm looking around and I'm in there with all these seniors and elderly people, and I just started crying because I was like, I had a heart attack at fucking 44. Am I the youngest? And my cardiologist was quite clear. He was like, no. He said, we're actually getting people in their 20s having heart attacks, which I just couldn't fathom that. I couldn't fathom it at all. But I'm going to share with you some of the symptoms, especially for women, because the heart attack symptoms for women is different than what happens in men. And my heart attack went on for a full fucking week, y'all. A whole week, because I didn't know. Um, I know I just finished eating. I had been eating out. I was with the last person that I was in a relationship with. And we had just finished eating. And I noticed as we're walking to the car, I'm telling him, oh my God, I feel like I'm about to throw up. So I'm thinking, hurry up, let's get in the car so we can get out of here. We get in the car, but he couldn't even pull off. I had to open that door, and it seemed like I was throwing my life up. I was just there, just constantly, just vomiting. It seemed like I was throwing up for a long time. So it's like, okay, maybe you caught a bug or something. And then I had this feeling in my chest. It was like this kind of like pressure. I can't describe it because I don't want to describe it. I don't even want to ever fucking feel that shit again. But I was just like, it was uncomfortable. So we go home. He gets some soup and stuff. I eat the soup. I'm throwing up again. And I was like, God damn, what the fuck? So I just lay down, and now it's burning. It's a burning feeling in the middle of my chest. It's burning. And so now I'm like, okay, I must have acid reflux. This got to be acid reflux or something, because what the fuck is this? So I'm on Google looking up symptoms for acid reflux and stuff like that. And so what he did at nighttime, he propped part of the mattress up where I was sleeping to keep it leveled up, because we didn't want any acid coming up, because we thought I was having acid reflux. Nope. Still had that pain. It's 2 days, 3 days. I went to the doctor that I had, and I told her that I felt like I was having some kind of pain in my chest, and she got ready to hook me up to the EKG, and then she was like, oh, this is going to be $100. I didn't have $100 on me at that moment. Oh, she was like, okay, oh well. And fucking bitch didn't even give me the EKG. So I was like, fuck that. I went home. I'm still on the computer looking. I'm still got this burning feeling in my chest. So I went to Kroger and I told him what was happening. He gave me something to take for nausea. That was the only thing that worked. I could take that and it would kind of kill the burning pain, but I wasn't vomiting because it was like I didn't eat for a couple of days now. Anything that I ate, it didn't stay down, no matter what it was. By the time we got to the 4th day, I still got this feeling in my chest. But me and one of my friends, we were always doing walking. So we're walking. I think we did like 2 miles that day. But during the walk, I started vomiting. But it was foam. There was no more food because I didn't eat shit. I couldn't keep nothing down. So it was foam. And she was like, T, I need you to get to the fucking hospital. Fuck that doctor. But get to the hospital, man. Because what is that? No, something ain't right. So I was like, all right. I'm going to go tomorrow. I waited another day. But that night that I slept, it was like I felt something in my chest. And I jumped up. So I was just like, what is this? And then all of a sudden, my right arm, not my left, the right arm was feeling numb, or like I didn't have control of it. Something was wrong with my arm. And I was just like, okay, something's up. That morning, I jumped up. I couldn't take this fucking pain in my chest no more. And I called 911 because I had just vomited in my kitchen sink, foam still. But that burning, it was this burning pressure thing in my chest. And I was just like, and my arm was starting to act up. I was like, man, fuck that. 911, come for me. My man, he was like, oh, babe, let me just take a shower and then we'll go to the hospital. I'm not waiting for you to do a motherfucking thing. You can take all the showers you want. 911. I need them to come with that truck because if something is happening to me, they can help me out while I'm in the truck. So he's like, okay. They came. They had me calm down, squeeze some pressure ball. They told him to follow them. We were going to the hospital. So, when you're in the ambulance truck, I don't know if any of you guys have ever been in there, but when you're in the ambulance truck, they're checking your vitals, blood pressure. They could give you the EKG. And I'm going to tell you something. I had an EKG and it came out normal. So sometimes those EKG readings, they ain't really giving you too many results because that, and then another time after that, I've just had EKGs where they came out normal and it was like either I had a blockage or it was the actual heart attack. So I don't go by the fucking EKG no more. I get to the hospital. Whoa. When I was in the ambulance, he said, I'm going to give you some Mylanta because your symptoms sound like you're having heartburn. And I was like, yeah. He gave me the Mylanta. As soon as I took it, I'm vomiting in the ambulance. So he's listening on the phone, I guess, to whatever they're saying to him at the hospital. So he gave me 4 aspirins. He said, chew these. Chew them. So I'm chewing them. Get to the hospital. They do the blood work. I'm in the back. They come in with some more Mylanta. As soon as I take it, I'm throwing up. So it's just me and my man right now. We're in the hospital. And so the nurse comes in and she was like, hey, Miss Murphy, we got your blood test. Your PT levels are off, so we're going to have to admit you. And I was like, for what? Oh, she said, it's your heart. That's all she said. It's your heart. It didn't register. I'm still looking at her, my man looking at her like, okay, it's my heart. Like, what? What is it with it? What do you mean? So they didn't come back till later. And it was like, okay, we got a bed for you upstairs. We're going to take you upstairs. So I'm going upstairs to the room. He's in the, in the little couch chair thing that they have in your hospital room. And I remember I dozed off. They gave me IV and all that shit. But the pain in my chest got worse. And I sat up and he was asleep because it was in the middle of the night, in the morning, early. So I kind of crawled to the bottom of the bed. And I just laid there. But in my mind, mental telepathy, I was calling that nurse. Bitch, I need you to come in here. Somehow she heard me. My energy waves, my frequency waves went out to her. She came in the room. She saw me at the bottom of the bed. Miss Murphy, oh my God, what are you doing down here? And I was like, my chest, I can't take this no more. She was like, oh no, wait a minute. I'll be right back. She ran out to, I guess, the little desk thing they have. When she came back, she was like, Miss Murphy. And she came back with other doctors. They were like, you're having a heart attack. And that's when he woke up. I just was like, I'm having a heart attack? I'm having a heart attack. And I don't want to keep repeating that because I'm like, hey, universe, I don't want that. But I'm just sharing this with you. I'm just sharing the story with the people, universe. I don't want a motherfucking heart attack. But I still couldn't believe it. So I said, am I going to die? And it was like, not on our watch. So I just laid back and surrendered. I had an IV here. They was checking blood here. So that's when I learned about PT levels. When they draw your blood to check if you're having a heart attack, they're going to take your blood the first time. Because it's like hours have to pass within intervals before they draw more blood. And when they took the last blood, that's when they realized, oh shit, she's having a heart attack. So they were stating, should we put her into intensive care? They was trying to figure out all these things. And I was just like, oh shit, this is really fucking going down. So my cardiologist at the time, Dr. Dorsey, he came in there, he was like, no. They had scheduled me for a stress test the next morning to get on the treadmill to see, this is what they do previously, to see if you got any blockages or anything. And he said, no, she's been stressed out too much already. I don't want her to get on the treadmill. Take her down to the calf place, that the calf department in the morning. And if there's anything, if we find anything, we're going to fix it right there. So that's what he said, Miss Murphy, they're going to come take you out in the morning. You're going to go downstairs. If there's anything wrong, we'll fix you. We got you here. And I was at the County Medical Hospital. So they come get me in the morning, y'all. I'm up. I'm just like, I don't know what's going to happen to me. This is second day now. I go down to get the calf. Now, when you're getting a calf, it could either go in your groin area or it could go in through here. Right? They went in through my groin area. And when you're having a calf, you're not fully sedated. But you don't feel anything. Okay, I don't want to scare nobody. You're not fully sedated. They sedate you enough, and that's what he told me. I'm going to sedate you enough right now. And as he was looking, I remember I was kind of out of it. I was groggy, and he was like, Miss Murphy, I want you to look at the screen. And I looked at the screen. He was like, you have 2 blood clots. And I could see them. And I was out after that. Next thing you know, I woke up in my bed. And when I woke up, I guess it was hours later, because I was told my room was crowded. People were in there. They were praying and everything for me. So I was just like, I missed all of that. But after you have the calf in the groin area, you have to lay still for 8 hours, literally 8 hours, no movement. If you got to use the bathroom, they brought me the bedpan. But I couldn't move or nothing. So the whole time I'm just laying there. People are talking, you can't do too much. Now, the ordeal that transpired when she came, the nurse came to take the calf out. 8 hours passed. Miss Murphy, we're going to take your calf out. I was like, okay, cool. She said, if you experience nausea, or you feel like you're going to throw up or you're going to pass out or anything, let me know. Because that meant that she was not applying enough pressure in the groin area to prevent me from bleeding out. And she had a young nurse with her too. Her name was Brittany. It was my daughter's name. Her name was Brittany. The nurse was here. My man was there. She was like, okay. She's taking the tape and stuff off. And she was like, calf is out. Now she's pressing down on me. But as she's pushing, I started feeling it in me. I was like, oh my God, I'm going down. And I was out. I still woke up hours later. My man was devastated. And I felt so bad for him that he had to see what he saw, because when I woke up, all he kept saying was, your face changed. He said, you died. He said, when they took the calf out, he said, I turned gray. So I forgot what they call it, just coagulated. I don't know. I can't remember the exact medical term for what was happening to me. But he said, your whole face going down, it just turned gray. He said, you was a whole totally different color. It scared the hell out of him. That's all he kept saying is, your face changed, your face changed, your face. He couldn't get the visual out. And he said, the nurse who was applying the pressure was yelling at the young nurse, Brittany, to inject something into my IV. He said, but she was bugging out from whatever I looked like. I turned gray, and that bugged her out. So it delayed her from pushing something into the IV. He said, they called code red, code blue, yellow, something. He said, all these doctors ran in there. He said, I had a doctor on my chest, because they had to literally put that pressure on where the cath was at. I just didn't want to bleed out. And he said they stopped the bleeding, they fixed everything, and you were fine. And it was like, hey, just let her rest. But I'm gonna tell you what happened. As he's saying I'm turning gray, I could feel it. It was like I was getting cold. And it was like I had this feeling. But I was like in a dark space. You know, it was dark where I was at. Like a waiting room in a sense. And at first I could hear her yell, Brittany, Brittany. But then I didn't hear anything else. I can only just focus on the visual that I had in the dark space of black mass that I was in. Someone asked me, did you see the light? I was like, no, I think if I saw the light, I wouldn't be here right now. So the light didn't come on because it wasn't time. It wasn't time. TT still got shit to do here. So after that ordeal happened, wow, I can't believe I just went through all of that again. They were telling me what I needed to do. When I woke up the next morning, my blood pressure was like 110 over 70. I was like, yes. And, you know, my man was there, his mom and his brother. His mom, when she heard that I was having a heart attack, they lived in Augusta, Georgia. She dropped what she was doing and drove 2 hours to come to the fucking hospital to see me. And I will always love her for that, because when I woke up, I didn't see no blood relatives of mine. Not that I didn't appreciate his family there. I loved the love that they had for me. And I was glad to have them in my life at that time, because there was none of my blood relatives there when I fucking woke up. I was looking for my daughter. I was looking for my son. I was looking for my fucked up siblings, my male sibling and my female sibling. I can't call them brother and sister because they never played those roles for me. Never. So I'm asking, where's Brittany? Because my son, he was still in, you know, living where he was living in New York. My daughter was the only other relative here in Georgia. And they was like, well, she said that when her man's mom gets off of work, she was going to give her a ride to come up there, which to me was like, excuse me? I had a motherfucking heart attack. You waiting for a ride? You couldn't have got your ass on the bus or something? Better yet, my room was crowded. People would have came to pick you up. Like, it hurt. It was a really hard pill to swallow, and sometimes it still is, to know that your kid didn't even see you as a form of urgency as having a fucking heart attack. I didn't mind my man's people being in a room, but I really wanted, I wanted to see my people. Where the fuck is my daughter at? My bitch brother calls. I said the word brother. I get a call at the hospital. It's him. So I'm like, hello? The first thing he says, I'm not saying I hate you. I mean, but you know, there's a lot of people. And I was like, wait a minute. I just had a fucking heart attack, nigga. You calling? So my man's mom is like, hold up. Who are you talking to? She said, because you don't need this right now, Teresa. Yes, sibling called the hospital to, basically, to me, it seemed like he was like, before she drops dead, let me get off how I really feel about her. And they don't ever have to tell me how they feel about me, because their actions showed it. They were no show. And that, like I said, it was a hard pill to swallow, but I get it. Never again. So I was able to go home. My daughter eventually showed up. I was in the hospital for 2 days. She didn't show up to the night before. She came with her man and his mom, and they didn't even stay that long. And then after that, I still didn't even see her. So it was just like, sometimes, and this is to relate with, in a sense, with 50 Cent, when he was like, you can't keep trying to love someone that don't love you back. And that was how I was feeling, because I'm trying to heal from the heart attack, but I'm heartbroken, because my blood relatives, my blood kin, I can't say family, showed me how much they didn't give a fuck. So I had to take that. I had to process that. I had to fucking eat it. And I'm good now. Oh, I'm real good. Now, after the heart attack, you get all these meds now where they be like, okay, you're going to be on these pills for the rest of your life, this, that, and the third, and the other. And I just didn't believe that. I said, they told me I had 2 blood clots in the front arteries of my heart, but my heart has no damage. And my cardiologist, Dr. Dorsey, let me know, hey, be careful being around people who want to say you got a bad heart, you got this. He said, because your heart is better than anybody's right now. He said you had a couple of arteries that had plaque. And what causes the heart attack is high cholesterol, people. Having fat content in your blood, and it causes the plaque in the arteries. So that's what they did. He said, we cleaned out a few more plaque from your arteries. He said, but you should be good. And I am. Now, what I did a year later, I thought I was good. I was like, I don't really need these pills no more. I stopped taking the fucking pills. And I think it was like a month or two after I stopped taking the pills, I had this weird feeling. I wasn't vomiting. And I didn't have the burning or the pressure in the chest. But something just didn't feel right. And I went to work. I still didn't feel right. And I told my man, I was like, let's go to the doctor. Something's not right. I don't feel right. They took me in. And they was like, all right, we'll give you a stress test, because my blood pressure had elevated. And I took the stress test. And I failed it. And I was devastated. I was crying because I was like, I failed it? I got to go back through this shit again? I said, I'm having a heart attack? And they were like, no. I said, but I got to go to the cath room? Yes. How am I going to the cath room, but I'm not having a heart attack? That's when they explained to me, you can have blockages. Blockages don't have to be a heart attack. Blockages can happen anywhere throughout your body. Your legs, your arm, wherever you got veins at. If any of your veins, your arteries is blocked, that's going to cause issues for you. Point blank, period. And he checked. He was like, your cholesterol is high. And he was like, are you taking the pills? And I was like, no. I said, my cholesterol was good, doc. Plus, if you said I'm good, then why do I really need these fucking pills? He was like, Teresa, you got to keep your cholesterol down. Take these damn pills. So I've been taking the pills. I took the pills. And then I think 2-3 years later, I thought I was good again. And I stopped taking the pills. And then I wound back in the motherfucking hospital again because it was like another blockage. But it was something that my cardiologist said that he saw previously, but he didn't think it would affect me because it was small. It was a small artery. He said, but the fact that you stopped taking the cholesterol pill is what caused it to be here. And when I had that type of cath procedure, it was here. He went through my arm, which was the best thing. I will never get a cath in my groin again. I would never do that. If a doctor, cardiologist ain't giving it to my arm, I don't want that doctor. The calf in the arm is so much easier than the calf in the groin on your leg. And they'll have it wrapped up, and every couple of hours or so they'll come in and they'll take the pressure down. But it's just to keep the pressure so that there's no blood being released. You're not bleeding out or anything. And I was kind of still awake when that cath happened. I could hear Bruno Mars playing on the radio. I could hear my cardiologist at that time is Dr. John now. Him and his teammates talking. Hey, how you doing, Miss Murphy? Okay, well, we're going to put this on you. It's going to seem hot. You're going to be okay. And they'll be like, okay, now we're going to put you under. And I could hear certain things. And the next thing you know, it's like wheeling me out into recovery. And I've been good. It's been 10 years now. And I still take the cholesterol pills. I still take the blood pressure pills. But I don't want to. So that's something that I'm working on with myself. And now that Yaki Awaken got a clinic, did y'all see? I don't know if y'all know, Yaki Awaken got a clinic. He said he bought some land here in Georgia. I don't think I'm going to be in Georgia though. And he's going to create a clinic out there. I wouldn't mind going to Missouri to visit him, but those are the only types of clinics that I really care to go to because these doctors, they're just pill pushers. Not saying like the surgeons, the brain surgeons, the cardiologists and stuff like that, but your primary doctors or something, They're just going to turn around and, what pill you need? You know, and my thing is, I don't want no motherfucking side effects. Side effects come with them shits. I don't like the side effects. So I'm saying that and sharing my ordeal and experience with you guys to let you know. Pay attention to the signs. Women, symptoms and signs for heart attacks is totally different from men. Why that is, probably because male and female, I don't know. I don't know. But if Brent had a heart attack and a stroke at 23, I don't know if he put his arm up for that or what it is, but there's too many people. Like, you think about it, I think all of this is planned for us, the sicknesses and all of that shit, because there's no reason why I'm just going to speak for America. There's no reason why in America, all the people, either you got fucking high blood pressure, hypertension, or diabetes. And then you got all the other shit in between, but these are like the main two. And that's, to me, it's telling me, it's just like we're being poisoned at the end of the motherfucking day. That's what I think. That's my opinion. Because there's no reason why every other person either, well, I got diabetes. Oh, you got diabetes. Well, I got this. Or I got that. And what the fuck, man? Where we getting all this shit from? I know. So I just wanted to share that with you guys and kind of take note of your health. Take note of what you're eating. I've changed that a lot. I don't eat the meat because I realized a lot of cholesterol, high cholesterol, comes from meat fat. A lot of the meats that we were eating, I was eating a lot of meat. I'm active, you know. I do my walking and stuff. I work out and everything like that. But I'm still aware. I try not to be paranoid. Like, if I eat something and I get heartburn, I'm like, oh, hell no. Hell no, hell no. Give me some baking soda or something. So if you do get heartburn, just take a little teaspoon of baking soda, put in some water, and that is going to clear it right up. So I'm hoping that can help anybody, you know, if anybody's going through anything. Check for blood pressure, cholesterol, and try to get that down on your own. If not, you're going to be on pills until you get off of pills. Now, I know some people that have had hypertension and they're not on the pills. But I don't know if they had a heart attack or not. And I'm not saying, hey, just because I had a heart attack, I need to be on the pills. I really don't believe I need to be on the pills. Because if they said that my heart is strong, then I want to fucking see that without the pills. You know? So, if you got any suggestions, or you want to share anything, drop a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe. Until next time, enjoy your day.